Okay, this is a short video on how to use Zoom to make a family history movie. Okay, you start a Zoom meeting as normal. You click on share screen, click on desktop, and then click on share. Now I'm going to have to close this Zoom window. You can't see it. It doesn't appear on your screen. Anyways, my Buchanan ancestors, the earliest paper record we have of them was when they were living in the rural district, or townland as they call them in Ireland, near the town of Castledurg in County Tyrone. And we have a story of the children walking to and from Sunday school. So as you see from here, it'd be a walk of maybe a mile and a half or 2 miles to attend the Sunday school, which would be held at the Church of Ireland in Castledurg, where 3 of the older children were christened as babies. Now let's zoom out to see the bigger picture. Castledurg is still shown there in dark blue, but here we see the context of it. It is in the northern part of Ireland. It's shown as being part of the territory of Northern Ireland, but back then, of course, there was no such thing as Northern Ireland. Ireland was all just one country. And as we look east from Learmore, we see Lough Neagh, which is the biggest lake in Ireland. And beyond that, to the east, the seaport of Belfast. Now let's take another view of things. Alma is the capital of County Tyrone. And for that, I'll go to a different tab where we see the historical maps of the townlands in that area. There's Castledurg. And as we come along the river, here's the north boundary of Learmore. And here is the townland of Learmore. On this site, if you're on their actual website, you can slide the historical map pointer and make a few other little changes to it. Okay, so what kind of land was it? Here is a contemporary picture of Learmore townland, and it looks like pretty good farmland. When we look at Griffith's valuation, which was the big sort of tax survey of Ireland back in the day, we can see that that area of approximately a square mile supported 18 farms. And we will look at John Hempel just as an example. To draw this table. Probably take that long. I'm going to close it and try it again. Details. Well, it was working earlier. That's all I can say. Okay, we're not going to wait any longer, but what it does, it brings up information on his particular farm and points out that he, like the other people here, are tenants. They do not own the farms, they rent the farms. And Sir James Strong, I believe, is the owner of the townland and probably other townlands around as well. Back in that time, the land belonged to the nobility and other people just rented. So even if they're landholders, they're not landowners. Sometimes we see both terms used. Okay, let's, well, here we go. Here is the information here on John Hample's farm. His landlord is Sir James M. Strong. His farm is located in County Tyrone in the barony of Omagh West in the Poor Law Union of Castlederg, Ernie Parish, and the name of the place is Learmore, and it is a townland. And this information was as of 1859. Now, my family had been gone from Learmore for a number of years by that time. Let's bring up a modern Google map. And fortunately, Castlederg is not a common name, and so here we have the area where the town is located. I guess all of this is within the town. And you notice that there are no lines indicating the townlands. They're no longer administrative units. Their interest is historical. Okay, so what can we do with Google Maps that we can't do elsewhere? One thing I really like about them is if you click on directions, we can say, okay, the family lived at Binnawooda townland at the time that they left Ireland for Canada. Okay, we can see that, you know, basically it's south from Castlederg. And being a Google map, we can play around with the different routes, but it doesn't really make a lot of difference at that point. Now from here, they chose to go to Londonderry. Or Derry as it's also called, which is also a seaport. It's smaller than Antrim, or smaller than Belfast, but this is the one that our family chose to go to. My great-grandfather's brother often mentioned that he had walked the walls of Derry. And that was probably while they're waiting for the ship to come in. And they had passage on a wooden sailing ship and sailed out of the port of Londonderry in 1847 during the depth of the Great Irish Famine. Okay, that is all I wanted to show this time. I can stop sharing and stop recording, and then Zoom will do its magic by saving a copy of my video here in MP4 format, which can be played on, I think, all devices. And if you're using Windows to record this, in the Documents folder of Windows, you'll find a Zoom folder, and in that Zoom folder, the most recent Zoom folder you will find a video called zoom_0.mp4 if you're lucky. And you can move that to a more convenient location and you can rename it to something meaningful for you. Thank you.